Hello everyone, welcome back to Crochet Critters. Tonight I'm going to be doing another tutorial showing how to make this cute little octopus. I've got it in two different colours here. I love making this little guy. It's completely no-sew, which makes it nice, quick, easy to work up, and I just love the way the legs all sit around the bottom. It just sits so neatly, and I don't know, I find it quite mesmerizing to look at, but I think he's super cute and I can't wait to show you guys how to make him. So to start with, everything you'll need, and this is what I'll be using tonight. So we've got some polyfill, got a needle, some stitch markers, scissors, a crochet hook, and I'll be using a 4.5mm with this Hobby Baby Snuggle yarn, which is super soft, super plush, and that's what these little guys are made in. I love using the Hobby Baby Snuggle yarn, and I've got two safety eyes, and I thought that this blue would look really cute with the blue yarn. So I'll be using these tonight. And with that, let's get started. Also, please, I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing many more tutorials in the not too distant future. I've already got another one for a hamster up I'd love for you to check out too. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoy what you see. Thank you. So to start with, we'll be doing 6 single crochet in a magic ring, and I do have a tutorial for the magic ring, and I can put the link in the description below for you for a more comprehensive tutorial on how to do it, but this is how I like to do it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we pull on the back loop here to tighten it. And just be careful with plush yarn if you're using plush yarn, because it has a tendency to grab. Yeah, okay. And I like to put my stitch marker on the last stitch of the previous round, but of course you can do it in the first stitch if you would prefer. Just make sure you are consistent each time. So for our next round, we're going to do 6 increases the whole way round. So increase, we'll do 1 stitch, and then back into that same one we'll do a second one, and that's our first increase. And then again 1 and 2, and I'll continue that for the whole way around. And in the next round, so we've got 12 stitches there, so in the next round we're going to do a single crochet and then an increase 6 times around until we get to 18 stitches. So do 1 single and then an increase, 1, 2 into that same stitch, and then we'll do that the whole way around. It's 18 stitches. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a stretch to try and stop any pointiness in my magic ring in the center. And the next round is 2 singles and an increase. So 1 and 2 and then an increase. So 2 single crochet into the 1 stitch and continue that another 5 times all the way around. So now we've got 24 stitches the whole way around. We're now going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase 6 times to get us up to 30 stitches all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1, 2. Okay, and now we're up to 30 stitches. So we're up to row 6 now. So for row 6 to row 10, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 rows, we're going to be doing 30 single crochets all the way around. I will do this off camera and I will meet you back once you've done your 5 rows of 30 single crochet. Okay, and we're back and we've finished our 5 rows of 30 single crochet, and he should be about this big now, all built up. And so for the next round we're just going to do 3 single crochet and then a decrease 6 times and get back down to 24 stitches around. So 1, 2, 3, and I like to do the invisible decrease, so just in through the front loops, not both loops like we have been doing. So I like to just pick up the front loop like that and then the one next to it and pull that through both and then through that one, and there's your decrease. And I can do that again if you'd like, or I do have another tutorial on it if you would like to check that out as well. 3 and a decrease, so front loop and front loop, and then pull through both of those and then pull through, and that's that. So do that another 4 times to get to the end. Okay, now we get to start the fun bit and start some tentacles. But before I go to the next round, I like to get another stitch marker and put it in the back loop of the first stitch, just because it makes it easier for me when I come back around to do the back loops only to find that first back loop. So for the next round we're going to be working in the front loop only. So I'm going to mark this back loop here, whoops, just here, just to make my life a bit easier for the next round. But to start with, we are for this round 12, we're only going to work in the front loops. So we're going to do a single crochet just in the front loop there, and then onto that we're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we are going to work back down the chain, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets into each stitch back down, starting from the second stitch from the hook. So that'll be 12 half double crochets in total back down. So just do it in this loop first. We'll do, sorry, that's the first chain, so this is the second chain from the hook. So yeah, and then pull through all 3, and then into that same one, so yarn over into that same one, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through all 3. So that's 2 half double crochets, and then you do that the whole way around. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, and then yarn over and pull through 3, and again yarn over and all 3, and continue that for another 4 stitches, so another 8 times. Now you're done. So the next stitch we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch on the body. So we've just worked into this one, and so we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch on the body. Remember, front loops only. So oops, front loop, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through, just like that. And then we're going to do a single crochet into the next front loop, and that is your first leg done, nicely curled. So we're going to do that again. So we will do a single crochet into the front loop, and then we are going to chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 half double crochets into this second stitch from the hook. So not that one, but that one. So 1 half double crochet, and then 2, and do that the whole way down. 12. And so now we are going to slip stitch into this stitch here. And just pull that through, then just slip stitch, and then a single crochet, and that finishes off your second leg. So you got 2 legs, so now you have to do that another 6 times. So I will finish the legs off camera and meet you back here. Okay, and I'm just going to do the last stitch. So I've got all my tentacles here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we might put the stitch marker in the back loop there of the last stitch, because that is where we'll be working our final stitch of the round into. So we'll put the stitch marker into there and then just work that last single crochet into the front loop, rather than putting our stitch marker into this stitch, because we're not actually going to work into that one, we're going to work into that one. So the next round will be back loop only, and thankfully I've got my stitch marker telling me where my back loops are, because it can be a little bit tricky to sort of see around there, but there's my back loop, just there. So we're going to do 2 singles and a decrease into the back loops, and do that 6 times around to get down to 18. So just working in the back loop. You can get rid of that stitch marker and get it out the way. 1, there's another 1, 2, and then a decrease. So I'll go through that back loop and then the one next to it, and single crochet them both together. Then just make sure you go slowly round, so you make sure you get the right stitches, because it can be a little bit fiddly and occasionally I get confused with which stitch I'm actually wanting to do. So 1, 2, and then a decrease. And keep going all the way around. And just in that last one, so decrease into that last marked back loop. Thankfully we marked it, so I knew I got my count right. Oops. Okay, and that's the end of round 13, and we now are down to 18 single crochet all the way around. And I'm just going to pull that loose for a minute so we can put our eyes in. See how cute he's already shaping up to be? Okay, so eyes are going to go between rounds 8 and 9, 7 stitches apart. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I like to do them over the top of tentacle. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so in there. And then roughly 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got them over a tentacle. Actually, I like to have them the other side, opposite side of the stitch marker. I like the stitch marker at the back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just check that you're happy with where they're sitting. So I've just got them over, each over a tentacle there, and then you can put your backs on. Just like that. How cute is he? Okay, so at this stage you might want to put some stuffing in. So grab some polyfill and just stuff. I'm just going to stuff a bit more in the next round, so I'll just leave it with that at the moment. Obviously you can put more in now, less in now, it's up to you. However you want to do it. Okay. Now just to make sure I get my next stitch in the right stitch, I'm just going to count backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'm wanting to go into this one here. And we're back to working in both loops now. So in this round we're going to do a single crochet and then a decrease, and we're going to do that 6 times around until we get down to 12. So there's front loops only for the decrease, of course, and then oops, and a single and decrease. Okay, and that's the end of round 18. No, 14. Sorry, round 14. Don't know what I was thinking. It's the end of round 14. Yes. And now we're going to finish stuffing before we do our final round. Don't stuff in with a stitch marker, that wouldn't be good. So I'm going to try and stuff into the middle and just work the stuffing around so that he's not lumpy. Just trying to work the stuffing outwards from the inside to the out. And if you've seen my last tutorial, you know I like to stuff my plushies pretty well. I like them nice and firmly stuffed. Okay, and now for the final round, we are going to do just 6 decreases all the way around. So working front loops just to decrease. There's 1. Little tentacles like to get in the way. And then for this last one, I'm just going to take the stitch marker out just to make my life a little bit easier. Okay, that's done. So now you can cut your yarn, leaving a bit of a tail to sew. And just pull that through. Like that. And then we get our needle, thread that through. And now to sew the hole closed, I'm just going to go into the front loop of the last 6 stitches I did, so just through there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and just pull that closed, and then just feed it through to a couple of points on the body to make sure it's well anchored. It's nicely closed. And just cut that. And there's your little octopus, and I just think he comes out so adorable. He's so easy to make and fast to work up, and he's just got the most cute little effective tentacles. There's no sewing, that's all done. There's nothing else you need to do with him. He's good. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Please consider subscribing, liking, leave a comment and let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and good night. Bye.